Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Our currency is going through a historic change. That's right, and it's not as big a deal probably for many of you out there, but I think it is quite interesting, and it's a video that I've been wanting to do actually for quite a while. But Cliff had reminded me of it, and I had a note. I haven't seen very many of these until recently, and that is the new $10, $20, and $10 and $1 notes. I've not seen any 50s or 100s. In fact, I've not seen any 20s yet, but it is the Stephen T. Mnuchin signature, if you want to call it that. Really, it's more of a printing of his name, and that is the history-changing event. For the first time in U.S. history, we see a signature in the form of printed letters, and he did it to be more legible on the notes there. But definitely fascinating indeed that the Secretary of Treasury has chosen to sign his name. And, these are the notes that have been confirmed to Banknote News. There's the $10 and the $20 bill and the $1, which is the most common you'll see out there for sure with the signature. Those are the ones that I've seen. I've gotten a 10 and a $1 on those. But Stephen Mnuchin did have his picture taken with some of the bills, and here is kind of a rare photo of him next to one of the printing plates, I guess you would say, of those $1 bills. Very cool. And but yes, indeed, his signature now appears. And so it makes me wonder, what is the precedent for this? Cursive is kind of passé these days. And so will the precedents be now that names will be printed instead of signed? Jack Lew, the former Secretary of the Treasury, was famously criticized for his loops in his name. Very unlegible, and most doctors, they just basically scribble a name, and there it is, their signature. Scribble in just a couple of lines. Typically the case for these quick signers. But I looked into it a little bit more, and we have the signers of small note U.S. currency. And this is a list from a website called uspapermoney.info. And you can pretty much bet that anything that was done before 1928, we have all of them will be signature in cursive, as a standard fare for times back then, for sure. For even the written word, any kind of scribes would have been calligraphy type style most of the time. But from 1928 to the present day, there have been 48 different individuals who have signed U.S. currency for the Treasury, 29 secretaries of the Treasury, 19 treasurers of the United States, and 1 registrar of the Treasury. So this table shows all the signers of these small size currencies in alphabetical order, by the way. I kind of wish it would have done it by the term or the year. But nonetheless, you can see here, some of these may look familiar to you. Remember the James Baker III signature there. I think that's the first time a number has been put in a signature that I know of. But then you have varying different weights and styles of the signatures on these particular notes here. Some of these may look familiar and may take you back to a time when you pulled your currency out to use them for transactions and so forth. Days gone by, for sure indeed. Here they are. John Conley. We've got Ana Escobedo Cabral. Some of these you couldn't really make out a whole lot. Jovita Carranza is the new treasurer. So this is the newest signature there. But yes, indeed. Look at these others. John Conley, Clarence Douglas Dillon, and Dorothy Andrews Elston there. A very heavy signature here for Henry Hamill Fowler. Timothy Geithner, we know there's Timothy Geithner there. And but some of these a little bit hard to make out for sure, but there we go. Here's the Jack Lew signature. Look at these little loops here. Jacob Joseph Liu. So there you can see the L. And there, Rosario Marin. And here's the George William Miller. That's a very weighted signature there. Here's Stephen Mnuchin's signature. And you can see how that differs from all the rest. And some of these other signatures, you see a hint of printing for some of the letters, and maybe they didn't know what they were. But this one is one of my favorite, Francis Neff. Very nice, graceful signature there. Paula Neal was a pretty bold signature there. Henry Paulson's there. Donald Regan, Secretary of the Treasury during the Reagan administration, that had a nice weight to it there. And let's see here. Wasn't it Robert E. Rubin under William Jefferson Clinton? And let's see some of the John Snow. Some of these kind of stick out to me as a really nice Mary Ellen Withrow, who was also during the Clinton administration. Her signature is quite interesting here, I think. Very good. And then W.H. Wooden, that has a little bit of a different combination thereof. And Walter Woods. Very good. It's a lot of different ones there that shows the case, the different notes. But this one here makes history. The first completely printed signature on our currency. And so the question I'll ask my viewers here is, how many of you have seen these notes out there with Stephen Mnuchin's signature? And have you seen them in the $20 bill? I've not seen a $20 bill with a signature yet. Have you seen them in the $10 bill? I do have seen that and have had those. Also the $1 bill, but I've not seen a $50 and I've not seen a $100 bill yet with his signature on it. Have you? There we go. That's the question for the viewers out there. So there you have it. Post your thoughts below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.